Hi everyone, welcome to my channel or back to my channel if you've been here before or haven't been here before. My name's Tracy Gohrick. I'm a healing coach, energy healer, and spiritual mentor. I work with you using all of that to get you well and keep you well. So that being said, today's topic is generational curses, how to break them and heal yourself and your family. So this is an important one because we're here to break these curses. We're here, and it's not even like it's a curse, but we're here to break these cycles, right? They can be huge cycles where it's been, an alcoholic in the family, or it could be just little ones with the anger and getting upset and thinking you need to be a certain way to make your kids do the right thing, right? So first I'm going to talk about the adult kids because mine are all adults now. And what I've noticed for myself, I've been really drawn to sit down and write a letter to them and apologize for the things that I did by getting angry or upset. Or, some of the things I'm going to talk about with the younger ones that you can do now, you can change now and catch yourself, right? Is apologize for those things. Because if we can do that and apologize to them now, let them know, because we can't change it. But if we let them know and own it and apologize for it, that'll begin the healing process. That'll begin to change those generational issues that are carried over, because a lot of times we tend to do what was done to us. Okay? So I've thought about writing a letter and apologizing for the things that I did, that I know I did, and even things that I don't know I did, to let them know I did do things, even if I don't remember all of them, that I do know I did things that weren't right and that hurt them, right? So the next thing, though, that I noticed that happened and why I know that will help is because I was having a conversation with one of my kids, and it was brought up something about, I said, I know it wasn't fair and I am sorry for that. Just saying that, he even told me, he said, at least can admit it, right? And most people can't do that. So do you know how healing it is if you can admit you did something wrong? It's very healing for your children. Even if it's years, months, years later, tens of years, 20 years, whatever, later, it's very healing. And they at least feel that you know that you did something, and it helps them heal and it helps them not repeat it. Okay? So that's one thing. Just own up to it with your kids, whether it's sit down and have a conversation or write a letter, whatever it is that you're comfortable with doing. Own up to it. And own up to ones that you might not even know or remember. Okay? Just own up to it, because we're not perfect. We're doing the best we can. We are. We're all doing the best we can. But we all make mistakes. We all get in the emotion. We all get in our trauma. And just own up to it. And just apologize. Okay, so that's for the older ones. So now with the younger ones, you can do the same still as apologize. Like if you do something like the yelling or, get upset at something that you shouldn't have, you can catch yourself right away, stop it, and apologize, right? But the other thing is, and I got this off, I think it was Facebook, and there's no, I printed it off, and there's nobody to tie that back to. All I know, it says generational curses, and it was a printout or a download. And so what it is breaking the generational curse. So one is quit yelling at your kids before they go to bed, right? If you're yelling at your kids before they go to bed, they're not going to sleep well, and they're going to be stressed going to sleep. And that, in the end, is going to cause them stress later on in their life. And the point is, if you do it, apologize. Like, just start catching yourself. If this is for you have the younger kids, now believe me, I've done it, and I've done the next one even more so. But don't yell at them before bed. Probably it's best not to yell. It's better to get yourself in the mode of just having conversations and not yelling, okay? But yelling at them before bed is the worst thing you can do, because they're going to bed with that. The next one, which was even worse, and I did it all the time, this is one I really did, was quit yelling at your kids in the morning, right after they wake up, before they go to school. If you send them out to school yelling at them, that's going to be what they have all day to deal with, is remembering that you were yelling at them. And one thing that happened with me is like, oh, I'd just be stressed. My kids weren't going to be at school on time. They were going to be late, and then they're going to get detention. And it just would amp up, and I would just yell like, you got to go, you got to go, you got to get moving. Or they didn't feel good in the mornings. I'd be like, no, you have to go, and be yelling at them. That was the worst thing I could have done. Yelling at them and sending them off to school is not a good way to be. It messes with their nervous system, basically. So just try to catch yourself. And I'm going to say it here, take what feels right and leave the rest. I'm going from my experiences and what I saw and what it did to my kids. And like I said, apologizing for a lot now because of the yelling. I would yell because I'd be stressed about what's going to happen at school. One day we're going to look back and be like, that wasn't, it wasn't worth it to yell at them for that. Then the other one is set the tone for your children. It's your voice they will always remember in their heads. So if you're yelling at them, that's what they're going to remember, and that's what they're going to repeat. So you don't want to do that, right? You can set the tone. You can set the tone also for their inner critic. Talk positively to them. Don't pick out the negative things to tell them. Talk positively. Pick the positive things out to tell them about themselves. You're their inner critic. That's what they're in turn going to start thinking about themselves, right? So talk positively to them about them, okay? Then the last one is speak life, speak love, speak bravery, kindness, and hope. Speak wisdom and truth, but most of all, listen to your children. Take the time and listen to your children. Speak all the kindness, love. Just do that. Then also listen to your children. Because then they're going to want to come talk to you later in life when it's, not that it's not important when they're little, but you're setting the tone. Because as they get older, they're going to be less likely to do it. So listen to your children now. Okay? So these I feel are really important because we're breaking generational curses. Now some people as adults have to do it on their own. So let's just say you had an alcoholic parent. You want to break that. You want to break what was done to you and not carry it over to your children. It's very hard to do because then there comes in like the heavier abuse. I went on the lighter side with what I was talking about, just being angry and yelling and getting upset. We're talking physical abuse and like serious yelling at your children. You want to break those. You don't want to give it to them. Because if you do it, they're more likely to repeat it, right? Now, if you have done it, it's okay because you're learning now, right? What you do now is go back and write that letter or sit down and talk to them and apologize. Because that'll help break that cycle. Okay? You probably, and I've talked about this before with my clients and everything, a lot of people you can watch and you go back and back and back. Each person in a generation has lessened that generational curse. It hasn't been as bad, with the next person, and each one it gets lesser and lesser. But what we want to do is really, really make a change and make a difference because we have the knowing and the understanding now. We're in this time frame on Earth's history where we know and we can break it. So let's break it and help our children have it a little easier. Even if they're older, you can still do more. But if they're younger, you can really break it by not doing it and catching yourself right away and apologizing right away if we do. Help them feel loved. Help them feel that you love them. And even if you do that, but with the yelling, it does negate it a lot. I do know it affected my kids with the yelling. And that's one thing I really regret doing when they were little and even into high school, yelling at them before going to school. So just pay attention, learn to catch yourself. And if you have done it, if they're older children now, then apologize. And remember, you can still apologize when they're little and you do it. So it's about paying attention to what you're doing, catching yourself. If they're older, then apologize. Write a letter, sit down and speak to them. All right, so I hope this has helped you. If you enjoyed this video and you feel like you need more, I have a membership group. What it is to have the accountability, because we have these videos that we watch and we get the information, you're like, yeah, I got it. And we do it for a couple of days and then we forget. We fall off the wagon, basically. So I have this membership group that gives the accountability. It's $9.99 a month. All the information's in the description below. If you have any questions, reach out and let me know. We'd love to have you in there. Twice a month we do Tuesday tea, which we get together and we have topics or I answer questions. On Wednesdays I send healing to whatever you post you want healing sent to, and on Mondays I do a group message. Plus you have all the other people in there working together, and that's where the accountability comes in, and I'm in there also, and it's in the Facebook group. So we'd love to have you in there, all right? And if there's any questions, everything's in the description below to get a hold of me. So let's get ready for the healing meditation. If you are driving or using heavy equipment, stop the video now and come back when you're done driving or using heavy equipment. We are doing a healing meditation and it could put you a little out there, so we want to be safe. So come back later when you're done driving or using heavy equipment. All right, let's get ready. Go ahead and close your eyes. I want you to imagine the violet flame below your feet coming up and around and through your whole body. It's cleansing, clearing, and purifying everything. Any negative thoughts that come up, put them in the violet flame. Any anger, stress, frustration, just put it in the violet flame. Anything you feel that's come from others, any arguments you've had, any traffic incidences, just put that in the violet flame, because that's not yours, that's theirs to deal with. And finally, anything in the consciousness you might be feeling, fear, anxiety, stress, anger, just put it in the violet flame. We're going to leave that violet flame there so you can put anything that comes up for you during the healing. Now I want you to imagine the gold light coming down from God's source. It gets to the top of your energy. It splits apart there and goes all the way around and connects below your feet. So you're in this bubble of gold light from God's source, whatever your belief is, right? Now we're going to take a deep breath in. Hold it and exhale. Another deep breath in. Hold it. This time on the exhale, release everything that's no longer serving you into that violet flame. And one last deep breath in. Hold it. And this time on the exhale, relax your whole body. Now I want you to imagine gold light coming down again from God's source. This time it's going into the top of your head. So it's like a tube of light coming down from God's source, going into the top of your head, running down your spine to your heart. I want you to open your heart up, and you're going to send gold light to those that have harmed you. And remember, you're sending this to heal the situation for you, not for them. You don't need to be around them, hang around them, talk to them. It's to heal the situation for you. I know people struggle with this, but this will help you, okay? So open your heart and send gold light now to those people that have harmed you. All right, now add sending gold light to people you may have harmed. And if you can't think of any, put it with the intention that it goes to those you may have harmed, okay? We all have hurt people, and you want to heal the situation for you and them, okay? So send gold light now to those you may have harmed. Now add sending gold light to all of your family members. Now add sending gold light to everyone in your city. Now add sending gold light to everyone in your state. Now add sending gold light to everyone in your country. Now add sending gold light to everyone around the world. All right, when you feel that's done, bring the gold light back into your heart. Keep your heart open. We're going to take that gold light down the spine the rest of the way. It's going to split at our hips, go down both legs, out the bottom of our feet, down into Mother Earth, wraps around the crystals, and Mother Earth comes back up our feet, up our legs, connecting back at our spine, all the way up our spine, connecting at our hips, all the way up our spine, now out the top of our head, up to God's source, and then back down again into the top of our head. So we're getting healing energy from God's source, Earth, the crystals in Earth, and I will send healing energy that comes through me from God's source. So sit back and relax, and I will send it now. All right, go ahead and take a deep breath in. Hold it, and then exhale everything that needed to be released during the healing into that violet flame that's around you. We're going to take that violet flame, send it back up to God's source to transmute it. Go ahead and come back into your body, wiggle your fingers and your toes, and open your eyes. That's it. That's what I have for today. Thank you so much for being here. So go do something you love, something that lifts you up, brings you joy. Do at least one thing every day that you love. And then do at least one thing of self-care every day. Drink tea, Epsom salt bath, pray, meditate. Whatever it is, do at least one self-care. And then look for the good in everything. Look for the good everywhere and in everything. And when you see something in someone, say it to them, lift them up and lift you up. And then finally write 10 things you're grateful for. Start doing these things, and I promise you, you're going to see a difference in your life. I love you all, and I will see you soon. Bye.